You had one job, CTV. One. To tell the truth. That's what a newsroom is for. Not stroking egos in Ottawa, not appeasing online trolls, and sure as hell not yanking your own reporting the second someone in Pierre Poilievre's orbit throws a tantrum. Your job has always been to inform the public. Even when that truth pisses people off, especially when that truth pisses people off. You had the perfect chance to do just that. You launched a fact-checking segment during an election of all times. Bold move. Necessary move. Responsible journalism at its best. You even brought in Rachel Gilmore, an award-winning reporter who actually knows how to spot disinformation and political extremism. Exactly what we need in a political climate that is thick with lies, bigotry, and conspiracy nut jobs in tinfoil hats. And after one appearance on Your Morning, where she simply did her job, you folded like a cheap lawn chair. Why? Because Sebastian Skamsky, a Poilievre campaign official with all the credibility of a used car salesman, FYI, rage tweeted that Gilmore was a disgraced disinformation peddler. No evidence. No substance, just a character assassination job straight from the far-right playbook. And predictably, the online goons piled on, shrieking in the comments with their usual empty threats and frothy nonsense. Any real newsroom with a spine would have stood by its journalist, would have pointed to the receipts that she brought, because everything Gilmore said was factual, verified, on point. She did the job you hired her to do, but instead, you caved to bad faith outrage from a bunch of keyboard warriors with all the critical thinking skills of a wet napkin. And then, to make things worse, your executive producer, Jennifer McLean, who frankly should be nowhere near a newsroom, tells Gilmore the segment is canceled due to distraction. Not error, not inaccuracy, just the inconvenience of political trolls yelling online. She called it too controversial, as if controversy isn't a fundamental part of journalism. Your job is literally to make people uncomfortable with the truth. If everyone's happy with your reporting, you're doing it wrong. News is polarizing, especially political news. And when you cancel a fact-checking segment because it ruffled the wrong political feathers, you're not protecting your audience. You're protecting lying politicians. That's not journalism. That's PR. What you did wasn't just cowardly. It was reckless. Because when you silence your own reporting under political pressure, you send a very clear message. That facts are optional and whoever yells the loudest decides what's true. You didn't just back down from controversy. You rolled out a red fucking carpet to political extremists and gave them the power to edit your programming. We've already seen where this road leads. Down south, American networks were so scared of offending Trump bans, they started soft peddling lies, platforming lunatics for balance, and refusing to call out obvious bullshit. Now, half the country thinks the earth is flat and that airport scanners make people gay. If you or your viewers had a problem with Gilmore, then fine, replace her. But don't kill fact-checking altogether. That's not reform. That's surrender. You are supposed to be a news outlet, not entertainment. So unless you're aiming to become the Canadian Fox, you need to fix this, and fast. Because here's the thing. You've now pissed off the people who actually care about your industry, the ones who still believe mainstream media has a role to play in a functioning democracy, the ones who aren't calling for journalists to be jailed or networks to be dismantled. But somehow that doesn't scare you as much, does it? Maybe that's because you know the far right isn't just misinformed, they're unstable. And between the two sides, you've done the math. You know progressives aren't going to threaten to show up armed in your parking lot or light your entire studio on fire. No, we write emails. They threaten violence. If only there was a way to try to cut through the misinformation that motivates their extreme behavior. Oh, if only. Oh, wait. You had one. It was called fact-checking, and you killed it. Idiot.